What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Life's a Dance podcast. I am your host, Trey Kulata, and today we are talking about gratitude. Thanksgiving is only a couple days away, and I just had coffee with one of my really good friends last week, and the conversation was just electrifying. Like, we didn't even really need the coffee. And the funny part about it was we were actually talking about like things we've been struggling with and some challenges that we've been facing, but we were not complaining about it. We were actually talking about how these challenges and struggles and all that are in our lives right now are actually making us better and forcing us to become better versions of ourselves. So that said, I wanted to talk about really giving some thought to being grateful for your obstacles, your struggles, and your challenges. Because with Thanksgiving coming up, you think about the conversations that we have around the dinner table. And, oh, what are you grateful for? And it's like, oh, I'm grateful for my family and my job, my career, my success, or, my dog, the weather. Who knows? But it tends to be something positive. So how many times do you sit around at Thanksgiving and you're like, man, I'm really grateful for, having a bad day the other day? Like, almost never. Not that I've ever experienced anyway. So I want to just put that into perspective, because here's the thing. You cannot get fit by sitting on the couch, right? You have to go to the gym. You have to lift the weights. You got to feel that struggle. You got to feel that discomfort, because once you push through the discomfort, that's when you get that prize at the end of the rainbow, right? The good looking body, those good brain chemicals, the good juju, the discipline. So keeping that in mind, I've learned to frame every major hurdle, trauma, or challenge in my life as a win. And I'll give you a few examples. So first one that comes to mind is I was an only child. I am an only child. And a lot of people might be like, well, how is that like a bad thing? And, obviously you were at the center of attention. You probably got spoiled. And, while some of those things are true, it was a very lonely childhood, especially because moving on to the second thing that I view as a hurdle in my life was that my mom she suffers from bipolar disorder and depression, which gave her, anger issues and a short temper, and made her, verbally abusive. And I was the only person in her life, because my parents divorced when I was young. So growing up in this household by myself with nobody else to really lean on that understood what I was going through emotionally made me very sad and depressed, for most of my life. But I was able to turn those things around, because being an only child, it forced me to go out there and learn how to be extroverted and make friends and be able to strike up conversation with anyone, just about anywhere at any time, which is a very helpful skill to have just in life in general. And as far as, dealing with all my depression and anger issues, as a angst teenager back in the 90s, it really did show me at the end of the day, and it took me a while to get to this place, but I was able to reframe it in such a way that now, me being a mother of two beautiful daughters, I know exactly what I don't want to do and the type of person that I didn't want to be. So I went out of my way to prove that I could be, a happy person, a successful person, and look at things from a different perspective versus always being woe is me, depressed, yada, yada, fill in the blank, or angry. And I think the biggest one that I was able to reframe, which is a big one for a lot of people out there, is my divorce from my ex-husband, which was back in 2018. And, my kids were small. I didn't even have Ember at the time. I had one toddler, and my little one was on the way. So I was pregnant and decided that, things weren't working out. And I had quit my job to be a stay-at-home mother, so I didn't have income coming in. And, I was dealing with an ex-husband who had issues with substance abuse, and he was very verbally abusive to me. And it was just a bad situation. So I basically, was on top of the world as what I thought very successful, young internet marketing, professional, and everything within the course of about, 60 days just, got ripped out from underneath me. And I had to start all over again. And, through the course of my divorce, I was also left with somewhere between, $40,000 and $50,000 in credit card debt. And again, not working, one kid, a little baby, another on the way, two kids basically in diapers. And, I'm sitting here at age 34, having to move back in with my mother who, I'd already gone through all this trauma with, trying to refigure out and rebuild my life. And it needed to happen. In retrospect, that shit needed to happen because I was so full of myself and so conceited and on my high horse, and nothing could, bring me down. And I feel like that level of obnoxiousness and conceitedness it just needed to be knocked down a couple of pegs. And I'm okay with that because now I'm definitely more humble because of it. And I learned what kind of person I was, and I built resilience, and I was able to pay off all that debt. I went back to work. Sometimes I was working 3 jobs and, working at night while my family was watching the kids. And then I would come home and then get the kids to school, and, we find a way. And again, at the end of the day, it just taught me a lot about who I am inside. And for that, I am so fucking grateful. So fucking grateful. Like, I would not trade that experience for anything else because it made me who I am today. So as we go into the Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday, I just want you to think about that for a moment. Like, what can you be grateful for that's painful for you, or that is giving you, just rubbing you the wrong way? Maybe it feels insurmountable right now, but how can you reframe it? Because sometimes that's what it takes. It takes stepping back for a minute, taking a breath, and thinking, giving it some real thought as to how you can reframe it as a positive in your life. What are you learning from this experience that you can carry with you into the better version of you that's on its way? Because I guarantee you, no matter what it is you're going through, it's happening for you, not to you. It was designed that way. It was designed to challenge you. And if you can push through those hard feelings of feeling like shit, or sad, or angry, or frustrated, or just feeling like you keep hitting a wall, and look at it in a different way and figure out how there is a lesson in this that needs to be learned, and act on that, there's going to be a prize for you at the end. Always, always, always. So on that note, I hope this episode gave you something to think about going into Thanksgiving. Think something to be grateful for outside of just the good things. We have to be grateful for the bad things too, because in the end, bad or good, it's all good. And I hope you all enjoy your turkey day. It's my favorite holiday. I can't wait to get overstuffed and feel like I have to roll myself off the couch. Oh my God, it's my fave. But until next time, let's dance, kitties. Maybe dance off some of those turkey calories. All right. Ciao for now.